Air pollution is one of the most pervasive, invisible threats to skin health in the modern world, and its damaging effects are both underestimated and often overlooked. While many people associate pollution primarily with respiratory or cardiovascular problems, the skin, our body's largest organ and its first line of defense, bears a tremendous and often unrecognized burden from continuous exposure to environmental toxins. In urban areas especially, where traffic exhaust, industrial emissions, and particulate matter are constant, the skin is assaulted daily by a complex mix of harmful agents that slowly but relentlessly erode its structure, function, and appearance. The most common pollutants include nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, volatile organic compounds, VOCs, and particulate matter, PM, especially the smallest particles, known as PM 2.5. These tiny particles are so minuscule that they easily penetrate the skin barrier, particularly if it is already compromised by dryness, irritation, or age. Once they infiltrate the epidermis, they don't just sit there. They initiate a series of destructive biochemical processes that destabilize skin cells and accelerate degeneration. These pollutants act as pro-oxidants, generating excessive amounts of reactive oxygen species, ROS, unstable molecules that attack healthy skin cells, damage cellular DNA, and break down proteins and lipids essential for maintaining the skin's protective barrier. One of the most immediate effects of pollution exposure is clogged pores. Soot, dust, and other microscopic contaminants adhere to the skin surface and mix with sebum, sweat, and dead skin cells. This not only leads to a dirty, dull complexion, but it also traps bacteria and irritants against the skin, increasing the likelihood of breakouts, blackheads, and acne, especially in people who already have oily or sensitive skin. And while daily cleansing can help to some degree, standard washing routines are often not sufficient to remove all of these pollutants, particularly when they've already embedded deeper into the skin. Inflammation is another critical and damaging response triggered by pollution. When the skin recognizes foreign invaders, it launches an immune response to combat the perceived threat. This response, while protective in short bursts, becomes highly problematic when constantly activated. Chronic low-grade inflammation wears down the skin's repair mechanisms, leading to persistent redness, swelling, increased sensitivity, and a gradual thinning of the skin. Over time, this contributes not just to discomfort and visible irritation, but to a weakening of the skin's natural defenses, leaving it more vulnerable to infection, dehydration, and UV damage. One of the most insidious long-term effects of pollution is oxidative stress, a state in which the skin's antioxidant defenses are overwhelmed by the constant barrage of free radicals. Normally, the skin can neutralize these free radicals with its own antioxidants like vitamin C and E, but chronic exposure depletes these reserves, leaving the skin defenseless. Oxidative stress accelerates the breakdown of collagen and elastin, two proteins vital for skin firmness, elasticity, and resilience. As these structural proteins degrade, the skin begins to sag, wrinkle, and lose its youthful bounce. Pigmentation issues such as dark spots, uneven tone, and dullness also become more pronounced as melanin production becomes erratic in response to ongoing environmental assault. The impact on aging cannot be overstated. Studies have shown that people living in heavily polluted cities often experience signs of premature aging years earlier than those in cleaner environments. Pollution doesn't just cause skin to age faster on the surface, it also interferes with cellular repair and regeneration at the deepest levels. The skin becomes slower to heal, more prone to discoloration, and less responsive to even high-quality skincare treatments. What's worse is that these signs of premature aging often don't show up until it's too late. Unlike a sunburn or a breakout, pollution damage is slow, subtle, and cumulative, making it easy to ignore until the effects are deeply entrenched. Moreover, many pollutants are carcinogenic, especially polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, which come from the burning of fossil fuels. These compounds can penetrate the skin, bind to cellular receptors, and alter the normal functioning of skin cells. Over time, this can lead to mutations and significantly increase the risk of skin cancer, particularly in combination with UV exposure, which enhances the harmful effects of pollutants. Together, Pollution and UV radiation form a dangerous cocktail that accelerates both cosmetic deterioration and disease risk. Even indoor pollution is a rising concern. Modern homes and offices, filled with synthetic materials, cleaning products, and low air circulation, often have poor indoor air quality. Volatile organic compounds released from paints, plastics, and electronics can linger in the air and settle on the skin, further contributing to oxidative stress and inflammation. For people who spend most of their time indoors, especially near heating or air conditioning systems that recirculate contaminated air, the skin remains under near constant chemical assault. Despite these threats, most skincare routines still fail to address pollution adequately. Traditional products may cleanse or moisturize, but they often lack the protective antioxidants or barrier-repairing agents needed to truly defend against pollution-related damage. And while newer formulations now advertise anti-pollution benefits, not all are effective or backed by science. Without a conscious effort to cleanse the skin thoroughly, protect it with antioxidant-rich products, and maintain a strong, intact skin barrier, daily exposure to polluted environments will steadily undermine skin health in ways that are difficult, expensive, and sometimes impossible to reverse. In truth, pollution is not just an urban nuisance or a minor inconvenience. It is a toxic, aging, inflammatory force that steadily breaks down the body's first and most vital defense. Every day the skin is left unprotected against it is another day of cumulative, invisible damage, leading not only to faster aging but to increased risk of chronic skin conditions, sensitivity, discoloration, and even cancer. Without a serious commitment to mitigation and prevention, the effects of pollution on the skin will continue to grow more severe with each passing year.